Hello, welcome back to my Tomb Raider 1 Remastered Let's Play. And, let's play. I'm recording this immediately after the Caves one because I'm very impatient. So if anyone did like or comment or anything, I don't have a response, but I will be able to hopefully reply to those soon. So here we are in the city of Vilcabamba, which is a real place. Once again, my daft brain, I used to think it was Vilcabamba. But, yeah, Vilcabamba. The actual city of Vilcabamba looks absolutely nothing like this. For a start, it's all overground. It's as with a lot of these things, it's very little more than a series of small walls. This is obviously a lot more extensive and bafflingly in a cave. But there we go. Wonderful Tomb Raider design. Now this is the first genuine kind of challenge combat. And I'm obviously really out of practice. Those walls finished me off many times when I was playing this at first, because yeah, what is there, 4 or 5 walls, and when you're not used to all the kind of backflipping and everything that you need to do for the combat, it's really quite difficult. And speaking of difficult combat, this bear. Do we get music? Do we get scary music? Where are you? Oh, it's the bear's the bear. And again, experienced player, very easy. But in an enclosed space, that is a nightmare. I used to be terrified. I used to get it, sort of tempt it out and immediately go into the water and try and get it from one of the other rooms you open up later. That face. What is that face doing? What did it used to look like? Oh, same design. Yeah, that looks like a Current 93 album cover. Yeah, so that bear was like terrifying. Still made me jump then. Oh wow. So we've got more. Yeah, I can't imagine this wood would have survived. I do get the feeling that these kind of what look kind of like ice sheets above things are probably were meant to just be like some snow over an opening that they've now been able to actually do as an opening. So yeah, I can excuse it. And this here is I'm guessing it's a stable, because they would have, I don't know, had horses in caves in Vilcabamba. Who knows? And let's have a swim. I remember this swim sometimes being quite tight, especially when you're going from over here right down to the other end. Again, just another one where I have died many times. Okay, that's opened up the secret door. Let's see if I can get there without dying. So this, yes, is the first bit of water in the game, and it's surprisingly challenging actually. You know, you'd expect just like one little bit of water going from one room to another, but actually, yeah, it's quite a long swim. And also, am I right in thinking that it's completely optional as well? Like, all this does is get you a couple of secrets. I remember finding it and exploring it and not knowing what to do and dying and finding the switch and dying. And eventually you get back here and it's like, excellent. And then it's a medipack. Which I suppose at first... Ooh, let's have a look at these serpent statues. I always like these. Oh, wow. They were actually reasonably well rendered for the first game, actually. They were one of the better bits of design. They're not dated as bad, but they look much better now. Yeah, I suppose a medipack when you're first playing it is actually quite a useful thing, but at this point, it is a bit. I'm not likely to use a medipack until probably Lost Valley. Right, so I'm going to the opposite corner. Oh, more of these faces. And here we are, and another hole up into the sky. Yeah, this is getting less and less believable that no one's ever found this before. And the second secret. So yeah, all that section of water does is take you to two secrets. I suppose it's probably just like a practice for more advanced sort of swimming, underwater levers and stuff. And yeah, this is where I used to shoot the bear from because I was too scared. More lovely plants, nice and overgrown. I know there are more wolves and bats and things around. Oh, come on. I'm here telling everyone I've been playing this game on and off for 20 years and struggling to kill a bat. Sorry, Senor Wolf. These ferns look a lot better. Am I right in thinking there's one more wolf? Is it? I know there's bats here. Ah, I thought there was a wolf around this corner, maybe it's around here. I'm a big dog lover. I grew up with dogs in the house, so I have a dog now. I don't really get any pleasure from killing wolves. I love wolves, and no more. Oh, there we go. I don't have to kill any more then, which is always a plus. Yeah, I mean, there's always Laura's attitude towards endangered species is always there it is. It's always a bit questionable. God, I do not remember this corner at all. That's so weird. What? It's not the entrance, is it? No. Oh, it looks a little bit more familiar. No, I would not have remembered that at all. Yeah, Laura's attitude towards endangered species is, questionable at best. Right, where am I going now? I'm going to go to the room with the block. Here we go. I was saying in the previous video about walkthroughs and guides and things, and oh wow, what is that even? Is that going to be a cow or something? This is the point where I needed my first walkthrough. I was so good that I got to halfway through the second level and was like, right, I'm stuck. And I remember playing. Where's the bat? I could have sworn there were bats up here. Oh no, it's the next room. I remember playing this bit and just going round and round in circles and having literally no idea what to do. Oh wow, these skulls look, compared to that rather poor rendering of skulls, these look amazing. That's really creepy. No particular reason why the top half of the wall is full of skulls, but there we go. Yeah, so I came to this block and I didn't know what to do, and then I realised, you can pull it and push it. So I pulled it, thinking that's how you get out of this room. And I pulled it up to there. I think you climb on, and you can't get out that way. And then for some reason, I didn't think of pushing it through here. And as a result, I just couldn't get past this bit at all. And I must have been on it for, I don't know, over a week, just playing, and I would just be running around the level, not finding anywhere to go. Well, not even running around the level, running around this one room because you're effectively trapped. And I just thought, this is ridiculous. There must be a way of doing this. Like, it can't be that hard. I'm still near the start. I didn't realise quite how much of the game was still to go, but where's that bat? I can hear it. Yeah, it was really frustrating. And then I think it was a school friend had one of the kind of a walkthrough book with walkthroughs for like a dozen different games in. It probably come with a computer game magazine maybe. And yeah, I had to borrow that because I didn't have the internet at home. I just got a computer for the first time. And it does make me wonder, like, if you couldn't get a hold of well, I think there was like a phone line, premium rate phone line that you could ring, and they charge you ludicrous amount of money just for tips on how to get past stuff. But I didn't know about that either. I do wonder, like, what people would have done if they hadn't got a friend with one of those books, or if they'd not, if they'd gone into town to see sort of like what computer game magazines are available or anything like that, and there wasn't a walkthrough guide anywhere. So what would you do? Would you just give up? But I was very fortunate to have a friend with a walkthrough. And the bad thing about that is the problem with walkthroughs is you can come to rely on them. And there's the first key of the game. Again, the game easing you in with introducing one little thing at a time in fairly simple ways. Key right near to the lock. And yeah, if I hadn't got that friend who had to walk through, I don't know what I would have done. I would have just been really frustrated and probably given up on the game. But instead, I borrowed his walkthrough. I don't think he wanted it back. I think I probably kept it. And as a result, I kind of used it throughout the game. And it spoiled a lot of surprises. I remember one thing specifically in Tomb Raider 2. Sorry, I just had to stop for a second and I can't remember what I was saying. But so talking about there's a part in Tomb Raider 2 where I'd read the walkthrough and like how I imagined the game to be is totally different to how it actually ended up being. Oh wow, that is a major improvement. And if I recall, this theme, or this kind of edited version of the theme, comes back quite a lot, just played randomly in the game. Which always seems a bit odd. Again, well, I've repeated myself as the thing about the music, but it's a lovely piece of music, so I'm happy to hear it whenever. I love these rooms. It's just really, really kind of nice design. And again, especially with these new graphics. I mean, that's the problem with the original game, is a lot of it is just sort of blocks of colour. You can't make much out. Yeah, just someone sneezing in the background there, that's fun. Yeah, you can't make much out. It's just blocks of colour. They look a bit like sort of you know, ancient things, but having that's really, yeah, it's just really lovely. And right. I always wonder, like, for people living in the city of Vilcabamba, is if they wanted to go into that door. It's like, yeah, hold on, give me 5 minutes. I've just got to climb up this room, jump over there, press a switch that's nowhere near it, and then jump down again. Incredibly impractical city planners. And of course the age-old question, how did some shotgun shells even get here? It's kind of interesting to see how gaming has developed, or games have developed over the years. Like, at this point, you didn't really question it. I think you can see even with kind of the Legend trilogy, it's there's so much more thought put into where things are and why they're there. You know, you mostly pick up your ammo from sort of people you've shot and so on. But at this point, it's just, yeah, well, you know, you've gone into a city which no one's been in for hundreds or even thousands of years, and there's just loads of medikits and shotgun ammo and stuff lying around. This used to scare me because I was like, oh god, what happens if, you know, if you don't get it? Then these crumbled ledges, once they're crumbled, you can't do anything. And of course, you don't actually need the crumbled ledges at all. They're just completely misleading. Whee! I suppose one of those things you kind of learn from the game as you go along. Like I say, a huge amount of the game, the identity of the game and how it works, is entirely based on kind of the tank controls and the grid system. So once you know exactly how fast you'll jump from a certain position or a certain run up or whatever, it's always going to be exactly the same every time. You know, you either get it right or you get it wrong. There's no element of chance in there, or no element of uncertainty anyway. You're going to go, oh, you know, is she going to make that? Which is one thing I really like about it. I find a lot of modern games are a little bit too fluid, and I don't know, I kind of like the rigidity here, which, you know, I appreciate for a lot of people is kind of a negative, because people are used to certain types of gaming, I suppose, and that sort of element of rigidity, which is, you know, is based on old kind of block-based platforming games and stuff, and even just sort of top-down 2D games. It's in that kind of mould, and that's something that modern games haven't done for ages. Obviously, you get retro ones in that style, but I prefer it. And into the third and final room, and more wonderful elements of this city. I want to go into that room there. I've just spent 20 minutes opening up the room. Well, that's fine, just make sure you don't get sliced by our local swinging axes. And the game's first trick. Ooh, what's this going to do? And if you're not prepared, you get dumped straight into the water. Now this... Are there 2 ways to go here? I'm sure I used to somehow actually get lost in this section. I don't know how, because it's really not that big. Ah, I can hear Mr. Bear. No, I must be thinking of another bit. Ah, that's it. There's a tunnel. Yeah. Hello, mate. What are you up to? Walking around on your hind legs. Must be hungry. I mean, there's no one else here. But I'm afraid Lyra Flesh is not on the menu for today. I know you want it to be. And we open that one up. What's on the other side here? I can never remember what's over there. I mean, that looks... actually looks huge. Do I go up there? I thought I'd just pop that. What's he up to? Secrets have I got? Oh, you can't loot out, can you? Right. Health is slightly low, so... Come on, mate. Ooh, you're up the top. Yeah, sorry, pal. You wouldn't have lasted much longer here, though. You got no food. You would have eaten me and then got an appetite and then realised that, of course, there's no food here. Ah, yeah, so it stops all them so you can get back out and... Ah, this is it. I knew there was something else up there. And secret number 3 is Oozy Clips. Which feels a bit premature given that I don't get them till Sanctuary of the Scion in about 11 levels time. But a lot of time to collect all that, I suppose. Right, and in that case, I think everything is done in the city of Vilcabamba. There's another one that's fairly short, but again, as I say, I like the way that it really kind of eases you in. It introduces each sort of concept to you one at a time. Like we've got underwater switches, keys here. So it's a second key. Oh, it's a gold idol. And also the idea that the levels aren't completely linear. This is the first one to have a hub. It's only a small one, but the main sort of city area which you kind of come and go from several times as you go in and out of different rooms, and then I suppose this bit here as well, you're going from one side to the other and stuff. It sort of shows that, you know, you do need to explore. It isn't just a case of going from A to B to C. And we're done. 24 minutes, so that only took me 6 minutes longer than the first level. And I missed a pickup, so there we are. I'm definitely not going for all pickups then. But yeah, in my head that's a much longer level than the first one. Maybe just because I spent, you know, so much time faffing around trying to get out of the room with the 2 keys in it and failing miserably. Right, the Lost Valley is down there, and that is for another day. Well, I really enjoyed revisiting that. I like these Peru levels a lot. I think you'll find that I end up liking the colder levels. I suppose that sort of suits me. Sort of hot, dusty, sandy ones. That sort of thing really isn't my thing in general. So you've got levels that are in dark, damp, snowy places and stuff like that. I just prefer the atmosphere. The atmosphere is always a really big thing in these games. I like I like the exploring as much as the puzzle. Well, probably more than the puzzles and the combat. So it's nice to kind of just be going exploring these sort of spooky places. And yeah, because of that, I do really like Peru, and I suppose nostalgia as well. Kind of the first levels of the game, but it's my favourite, probably my favourite part of the first game. So yeah, it was really nice to go back to that level. And yeah, Lost Valley is up next. That's rightfully considered a bit of a classic and continues this opening section's slow, helpful introduction to all the concepts of the game. So I'm looking forward to playing that. And thank you for watching. If you have any comments, please feel free to write them down. And please like, subscribe, share if you enjoyed this. And hopefully I'll have more people watching and more people can enjoy this Let's Play. And I'll see you in the Lost Valley.